everybody, and welcome to episode 45 of the World of DVC Show.
Happy New Year. We've got a ton in store, from sharing some incredible new ways that you can travel and use your DVC points, plus a very fun giveaway.
Yes. Speaking of Happy New Year to everybody in 2025, Derek, did you make any New Year's resolutions yet for 2025?
I did. As a matter of fact, my resolution for this year, it's a big one. I said I am no longer going to borrow my Disney Vacation Club points from the upcoming year. I've never, ever been able to do that, so that is my resolution.
That's a big resolution.
I know, it's a big one, but it's called restraint.
I guess so.
Oh.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hey, honey.
Taking calls.
Are you kidding me? Vero Beach, Ocean View Room?
What's happening?
It's available? Book it. No, just borrow them all from next year. Just borrow all the points. Yes. Just take them.
That didn't last long.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now entering the world of DVC, the ultimate DVC destination where magical vacations meet incredible value through exceptional service. Put in your headphones, turn the volume up, sit back, relax, and step into the world of DVC.
Just wish on a star. Enter the world of DVC.
Yay, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody!
2025.
2025. Can we believe
it? Here in frigid Florida.
We are a bit chilly.
Frigid.
We are a bit chilly.
We're not complaining, because this, being from right outside Chicago, Illinois, my whole entire life for like 40 years, it's where it gets. And thoughts and prayers to all my friends that are in actual cold weather. It's not that horrible here. 30s.
We've been 30s, 40s. It's been a bit chilly out. But again, we don't complain. You just spit on me again. So welcome to 2025. Some things don't change, everybody, but yes, we have been a little chilly in the air. But it's nice to be back and start a new year with both of you and all of you out there too.
Yes. So no matter where you're watching us from across the USA, we promise this. If you're cold, this show will warm you up, right?
Yes.
It's going to warm you up, because we're going to talk
take
about
you on a cruise.
Oh my gosh.
I want to go on a cruise.
We need to go on a cruise.
Yeah.
We all need to get on a ship.
And not a Disney cruise, correct?
Yeah, we're going to
this
talk
time.
about all different types of travel, which is actually one of our big announcements as of 2025. Right. So the World of DVC, our new parent company name, is now Keyholder Vacations.
Keyholder Vacations. I feel like we should have had something like that unveil that.
pops
You know,
that up.
exactly.
A confetti, something coming up from behind us. Yeah.
Like when you name a street sign or something. So Keyholder Vacations. Yeah. Why Keyholder Vacations, Marissa? Talk a little bit about the name.
Yeah, great question. And so where our original kind of vision was in 2020, when we merged together and had the acquisition of DVC Resale Market, DVC Rental Store, Monera Financial, it was really DVC focused. And for a long time, that was solely our focused. But now, as we've kind of broadened out these last couple years with incredible vacation homes, Unlock Magic, Be Our Guest Vacations Travel Agency, and a lot more, we're finding that, hey, we're reaching a broader audience of travel. And so while DVC is still a huge part of what we do, and it's part of our core values, we are reaching that broader audience. So it almost got confusing to say, like, hey, we're World of DVC, but you can go to Sandals, Jamaica with us, you know?
Exactly.
And so it was like, how do we
understand.
have a name that really encompasses all of that? Right. And so Keyholder came to life. We kind of thought through and workshopped that over the last couple of years to figure out, like, what's that perfect name? And Keyholder, it still represents, like, ownership.
Yeah.
And so, which is a big part of our community, DVC members who have that ownership. But it also has that travel element of, like, unlocking the room to your stay. And so,
Which is the best part of any stay.
Right.
Even
Opening the
to
door.
this day, our family still argues over who gets to open the door when you first show up.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect thing.
Yeah.
I love
So it came to be. But with that said, we have tons of amazing things coming our way in 2025.
It's a big year
It's
coming
a
up.
massive year. And so we'll announce a few of those actually on this episode. But this is our big, exciting announcement for Keyholder Vacations. So if you hear us referring to Keyholder Vacations or our Keyholder family or Keyholder team, that's what we mean. Nothing changes to your audience in terms of what you know and love already, except for the fact that now you get to do more with us.
Exactly.
So that's some of the exciting things we'll share on this episode.
The core of who we are, the three of us, the team, nothing has changed.
Show.
The DVC show. Nothing has changed. It's just broadening the horizon.
Really? You can't change the show?
I know. It's still you three?
Yeah. Derek's still in the show? Oh.
No, that's a great thing. But now it just broadens the horizons,
Yep.
Yes.
you know,
I
for
think that's
all the opportunities.
very important because
Yeah.
when I've told a few people about this, they're always like, wait, so are you guys still the World of DVC?
Right.
Like, are you guys still the DVC resale market? Are you guys still the DVC rental store? Is there still Monera Financial? Yes.
Yes.
We're all still here.
Yes.
It's just the overarching, bigger umbrella within that, like you said, which is so exciting. I mean, to have sandals and cruises, what to know y'all are going to talk a little bit about later, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
this is fun. So I promise this show is going to be great. And we're going to talk about some of your response towards the last month's question about the Mount
That's
Rushmore
such a
of
great
DVC.
question.
Oh my God, every day
Yeah.
you guys kept sending in better and better
Yeah.
responses, which was great. So I think every single resort was covered.
Yeah.
In some way,
Yes.
shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's what makes DVC.
I love the
So
members
cool.
too who said the OG of Old Key West has to be there. You know, I love that. I don't think any of us said Old Key West,
No.
but I love that when I read that.
And
I
some
thought,
of them were just
hey.
like boom, 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 and others were. Some people went deep.
Oh, yes,
of, like
very
they
deep.
went like even like the political realm of like how did
Yes.
these original presidents come to be?
Yes.
So how could we then pull? From
You know who you are who wrote
fascinating.
that.
It was good. It
It
was
was
very
really
good.
Next month.
Yeah.
Read it next month because that one was
Yeah.
was great. So yes, we promise to show you a great new way of how you can win a $100 gift card for this month.
Yeah.
So last month y'all did great, and whoever won, you know who you are because you won that $100 Disney gift card. We're going to give away another $100
$100.
This question was all me. It was
So
all-
tell us.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you
Tell
now.
us.
Yeah, because I told them. I go, this is how I want to do it. I go,
I really like this one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
because the last few times, and you guys are again the best audience on the whole planet, but sometimes we'll ask you, what was your favorite Disney purchase? And it's like you got to go into details, which of course we love, or maybe even put the thinking cap on to think.
We don't
This
want to
one,
have to think.
I said, listen, it's 2025. Let's make it as easy as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Let's take everybody. Ready? You're going to Epcot. You've walked through to Future World.
Right.
You're staring at World Showcase.
Yep.
Super excited. It's a beautiful day. America Pavilion. Now is the big family decision. This is personal to everybody.
Very
and I don't
much
want
so.
any fighting. I want the comments to remain civil.
That's right.
But when you're standing there with you and your family on vacation for that World Showcase, where do you start? Do you start in Mexico and go around? Or do you start in Canada and go around?
There's
an
only one
important
right
decision.
answer.
So
Important decision.
it's so people right now are pulling their car off to the side of the road. They're
Yes.
trying to think, oh my God, this
Yes.
is such a big decision. But for most people like me, it's a no-brainer.
It's
And
a no-brainer.
yours is?
Start in Mexico.
Obviously.
You start in right?
Obviously.
Okay, good. Oh no.
Is that where the margaritas are? You start in Mexico. All three of us.
We're here to fight it.
And even if you stay at the beach club and you come in that beautiful International Gateway, that's fine. But
Yes.
let's pretend you're
I
not
agree.
there and you're coming in the
Good
main
point.
entrance, right?
Yeah.
So when you're coming in the main entrance only, where do you go? Mexico or Canada? Because I think if the three of us had really our choice, we would do International Gateway and go to France. That's what I would do. But
No.
Yes, you would.
I don't.
For champagne?
I swear, no.
Mexico,
you?
always.
Marissa, I don't know you anymore.
No, like
So true. I would.
Epcot equals Mexico.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Every time, see, that's crazy because every time we go and we stay right at the
Yeah.
boardwalk or the beach club, whatever, and you walk over there, it's like, okay, so the main goal is because we have to walk all the way around. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, listen, I'm going to stop. I'm going to grab a beer in the UK for my walk to get to Mexico.
And I go to France to get my champagne on my walk to Mexico. So
Yes.
see, we're kind of
All
saying the
right,
same
okay.
thing.
I told you.
Yeah.
This is going to be a rough
This is a
one.
heated discussion.
So let us
Yeah.
know in
Great
the
question.
comments. Let us know when you go to Epcot
Yeah.
World
Left
Showcase.
or right?
Do you do it the correct way and start in Mexico?
Are you adventurous?
For some reason, do you start in Canada and go that way? But no, let us know. Put it in the comments. Which place do you start? And most importantly, if you want to win that $100
Yeah.
Disney gift card, you got to email us too. So do both. So info at
Yep.
worldofdvc.com. Let us know in the comments. Have fun with it. And
Yeah.
if you're passionate about it, feel free.
It's a
Yeah,
great
go
question.
at it.
And if you have a great question for us for the next episodes,
Yeah,
feel free
throw
to
those in
write
there
those
too.
in as well too. We'd
Good
love
idea.
to hear from you as well. But that is a great way to kick off 2025 and a
Thank
great
you.
question.
You know what else was a great way to kick off 2025? I'm going to go.
I feel a segue
Yeah,
coming in.
exactly.
Look at that. Segway master.
Yes.
Segway master. Marissa, what'd you do on New Year's Eve?
Oh, well, I went went to the Polynesian. So my family's in town from South Africa, and they try to come at least every year, maybe every other year for New Year's. And we try to do Disney and see the fireworks.
Sure.
Of course.
One of the things I love about what Disney does for the fireworks on New Year's Eve is that they do them at 6:30 and at 11:30. So all of y'all with little ones, you know, and I think it's worse for us locals if we're not staying overnight.
Right.
Because even like 8 or 9 gets late, because then you're like, okay, now we have to drive back home, bath, pajamas, get them like wind down. Versus 6:30 is
Are you talking about me or are you talking about your son?
Well, you know, a little bit of both.
Anybody over 40 or under 12?
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, and so like win-win all around. And so 6:30 is amazing, but the new Polynesian Tower, guys, I have talked about, like, you know, I might have put Polynesian down in the past. I've talked about favorite resorts. The Polynesian has become, I mean, my husband and his family went in and they were like, this is the best Disney resort that's ever existed.
I haven't been over there just yet.
Kerri,
I've got
it is
to get
so
over
good.
there. Yeah,
And
make
so,
that a
but I
priority.
also
Marissa is currently chiseling away at her Mount Rushmore, and she's changing it.
Changing it, adding
in
Polynesian.
Polynesian Island Tower.
You can. Yeah, you can.
But I love the lounge. They have a great variety. It's not overpriced. You can get a burger for, I think, $23. You can get a poke bowl. Like, I think it's 20, and then if you add like tuna, it's 26.
Okay.
Which I think is reasonable,
Yeah.
but it's also good food. Whereas like sometimes I feel like with some of the like signature dining, like if I'm going to Narcoossee's or you know, where you have to order a big plate, it may not be everything you really want. Versus this is good food, but
quality and decent price.
So it's just a great lounge. If you haven't been, go.
That's amazing.
But the lounge is just so beautiful. And then you can see pretty much everywhere you sit in the restaurant, inside or out, you can see the fireworks. And so we sat down to eat at about 6.
Yeah.
And then we had our starters, our drinks, and then the fireworks were going off. So we walked right outside on the little patio. And it was so quiet and calm over there. I feel like if you're not DVC, a lot of people don't have any clue about the Island Tower. I think it's huge on the DVC side of the business, but I just don't think like regular hotel guests realize what's going on.
Right.
And even like my family was walking in and they were like, oh, it's just an extension. And so I think a lot of people who don't know Disney as well just think like, it's just an extension.
Yeah.
Even like the new area at like Grand Floridian, you know, they redid some of the rooms.
But
and
it's the same grand.
It's the same,
and so I
right.
think people just kind of assumed that's what it is.
It
But the lounge is quick service. It's not a full service.
It's like Geyser Point.
It's like
so
Geyser
it's-
Point.
okay, so you can sit.
sit down, and
you
it's
sit
full
down?
service.
Okay, wonderful.
There's
Yeah.
super comfy chairs and like booths and all that. And you did the like the mobile app, right? Or like
we did
mobile,
the walk up.
Yeah,
so
the
you
walk
can
up.
do the mobile
Okay.
walk up where
'Cause
you
they
actually
don't
get like
take
a guaranteed
reservations.
seat.
Right.
And then you can do like the bar lounge, which is
Okay.
more like the Geyser Point area
Yep.
where you have to like sit in
Okay.
kind of like more of like loungy style chairs.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got our starters, then we went out and watched the fireworks. We came back, we finished dinner, we did a loop around the monorail, which is fun to kind of stop into
Yes,
each resorts at Christmas
exactly.
time or New Year's time. And yeah, called it a night. We were
Love
home
it.
by 9:30. It was wonderful. It's like my perfect New Year's Eve.
That's
Yes.
wonderful.
My
That is
kind
wonderful.
of. What'd you do?
Well, it was a semi-quiet holiday season, but I actually met up with 2 friends that I did an internship with 30 years ago, a long time ago. And they were 2 of my roommates. So Heather Halpert from Canada and Vanessa Lasicki from Mexico. And they were here.
Oh, that's like our true question.
Literally.
Did you ask them?
Think of that.
Harry, can you
Oh
text them
my
and
gosh,
see what
I
they would
didn't
officially
even
say?
think of that. I will text both of them
I thought
and
it was
ask.
funny.
Are they loyal to their countries? Because that'll be the tell-all right there.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I'm so
As
disappointed in
soon as you
myself.
said Canada, I go, my God, this is perfect.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you said Mexico?
Vanessa
I
from
thought you were
Mexico.
like joking with us.
No! Oh my goodness. It's cold. My brain's a little cold.
And Canada and Mexico, you met them where?
At Disney. Oh,
Where?
Well, what do you mean?
Where did you meet up with them at?
Okay, so this is funny. So I'll solve a problem. So we actually met like over by the Walt statue, and
In
we haven't
Epcot.
seen each other. Of course, at Epcot. Yes, that's where you're going. But this gets funnier now that I know what we're doing now. Okay, I'm keeping up. We met there. I haven't seen Vanessa in a long time. Heather works at Disney, so I've seen her from time to time. But the 3 of us have not been together since we roomed together when we were in our early, like late teens, 20s. And so, but we went. We said, we're gonna play the night by ear.
Yeah.
See whatever, kind of however we felt like. We said, let's get a reservation somewhere and have dinner and watch the fireworks. And so, where we ate? We ate at the New Mexico restaurant. So we took a left.
Oh, you did.
We did. Okay. We went to Mexico. So see, confirmation.
See,
even with my
a Mexican, a Canadian, and an American walk into Epcot,
and we take a left, and we take a left, and we go to Mexico, and we ate it. What's the newer restaurant on the water?
Jose.
Not San Angelo, the other one.
I know.
Casita something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been there before and I really liked it. I loved it. I really did because the fireworks went off right where we were sitting there. And I've never been in there before, but they pipe in the music, they lower the lights.
Wonderful.
It was wonderful. The restaurant is good. I'm going to go to your point though about the price of food versus the quality. Yeah. My food was good. I had I had a bowl of some type, and I thought it was a little bit overpriced, in all honesty, and I thought the drink was a little bit overpriced too. But I will take the experience, the fireworks. It all made it really a wonderful experience. But I thought, my gosh, I mean, it was like just under $100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It was a little too pricey for what it was. I could make kind of the same dish at home.
Yeah.
And have it be just as, maybe not as delicious, but really good. But it was wonderful. And it was so nice to see them. And I will text both of them and ask them, Heather, Vanessa, left or right? Which way do you start? I bet they'll both say
left. Put it in the
left.
comments on the show.
I will.
I'll pin that comment. So
I will. I'll put it in the comments. That's so funny. And I'll put our picture up. Yeah. They're so wonderful. And so Vanessa now lives in Miami and Heather lives here in Central Florida, but she was going up to Canada for snowy Christmas.
Nice.
So yeah, it was wonderful. It was a great holiday season and saw both of you from time to time and my family. And so it was wonderful.
That's great.
What about you? In bed by 8:30 New Year's Eve?
No, because we got dogs. So anybody out there, you know what it is. With dogs and New Year's Eve.
I know.
When the first firework goes off, it's like, the day's good, everything's perfectly fine, and then at 7:00 at night, somebody decides to just,
Do you have a lot of local fireworks?
On your neighborhood?
God,
ever.
Do you?
It
We
sounds
do.
like a war zone.
Yeah.
It's bad. And especially because we're right on the lake, so you hear it like reflect from the lake and echo.
And it's nonstop. So New Year's itself was a little manic, just with a lot of trying to get dogs to kind of calm down. And you watch Ryan Seacrest, and then you go to bed. And
You
then
stayed up that late?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's good. Good
I
for
did.
you. Yeah.
I did. But before that, we went to Vero Beach.
Yes. You had a
4
wonderful
nights.
time in Vero
4 nights
Beach.
at my favorite Disney vacation club, and soon it's almost there with you, I think. You love it too. So yeah, we did 4 nights.
On my Mount Rushmore.
At Vero Beach, and we did it, and the point usage was insanely great.
Yeah.
Annie booked it, and it was like, we got an in-room, ocean view room, and I'm going to put pictures up.
Yeah, you had a great room.
Oh, my God. We've never had, and the point usage, because it's before Christmas, was crazy low. It was like 20-something points or something nuts. So Annie and I went up first without the boys. So they joined us the next 3 nights. But Annie and I get up there. They're like, hey, your room is ready. We're like, oh, great. And again, it's that excitement. Key holder. You got your key, and you put it in. And we stayed in the in-room a ton of times.
Sure.
Like a ton of times. So you're like, okay, I know what my room is going to be.
Yep.
This one was crazy because just completely random.
You sent us a video of
But
it.
oh my God, you walk in and we're like, why is there a hallway? And you literally walk down this hallway with like a coffee table there. Then you turn the corner and it's floor to ceiling windows, 6 windows that overlooked the whole entire, courtyard that's there at Vero, overlooked the whole entire ocean.
Beautiful.
Then you had a patio. It was the most beautiful room we've ever had.
I've stayed in that room.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
And same thing. I was like, where are we? Because the hallway is so long.
Yes.
But what was so crazy about our stay that time is our friends were booked the stay like when we did, but we booked it totally separate. Like our reservation wasn't together. We didn't ask anything. They were next door. And our doors adjoined.
Yeah.
And so the little kids, because our boys are best friends, so it felt like we had a 2-bedroom, and you still had privacy because the hallway's so long. So it didn't feel like they were coming right into like your room.
Nice.
The kids were like having the vacation of their life.
It was great. It was so cool. I'll have to think of what exactly room number it is. So anybody that's
That's a good call.
Yeah.
I'll try to post that
Go through your
somewhere.
text messages. It'll show
I totally
you.
will. I totally will. But it was amazing. So the resort was fantastic. I was super excited because I've always been kind of a vocal person about the food at Vero Beach. And we decided, Annie and I, before the kids came, we're like, you know what? I badmouth, wind and waves so much. Again, the service is fantastic. It's got nothing to do with that. I just always felt the food was kind of off. So we gave it a try, and so good.
Oh, they
It
listened
was
to you.
So
I don't know if I'm going to take the risk.
I swear.
What'd you have?
It was so I had shrimp and grits.
Oh,
and we
okay.
had it was a holiday old fashioned that we had beforehand. The food was fantastic.
All right.
It was so
Wonderful.
great, and the trip was awesome. So it was great, and we saw a lot of folks that watched this show.
Nice.
Folks from the DVC
Nice.
fan community as well would kind of come up, and it was funny because we were leaving Wind and Waves, Annie and I, and this couple were literally almost out the door, and this couple stops and goes, "Derek, I'm glad you gave it another try." I was like, oh. So we spent time with them throughout the rest of the next few
that's
days
so
and
nice.
other fans and stuff. So it was awesome. The weather was too cold to go in the water.
Yeah.
But so we just took like epically long, walks on the right side, going down that way, going on the left side that way.
Which side do you go first, left or
miles.
right?
Left. I prefer left. I prefer left.
That's the theme of this show, left or right, right?
So it was just great. And
That's awesome.
that resort to me is just, I just have so many memories of my kids,
Yeah.
kind of growing up there when they were tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, we brought Owen there when he was, I think, like 3 was like the first time we ever brought him. And now we're there and we wake up on that next morning just any night and we're like, okay, so what time are the kids driving up?
Right.
And we're like,
They're coming on
what
their
just
own now.
happened? Like, oh my God, now they're coming up on their own. But it was amazing, and just another reminder, like, of just how great DVC is.
I know. I know.
The fact that we're able to do the stuff that we're able
Yeah.
to do and have resorts like Vero Beach and now have, Island Tower is just awesome.
It's a
So
great,
it's great.
great community and a great way to see the world, basically,
Yeah.
which is a segue into maybe
Around the
Around the world of DVC, yeah.
We're crushing it today.
You'd have thought we'd been rehearsing this.
or we
Not
had notes or
one lick.
anything. No. We
Not one lick,
Slide
not
in
one
and
lick.
sit down.
So yes, Marissa, tell us or kick off or what?
Yeah.
What should we talk about around
Well,
the world?
Something coming very soon,
Yeah.
January 20th.
This is
We
a
actually
big
have a
day.
couple big things coming, and both of these things that we're going to talk about today are January 20th.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. But January 20th, want to tell what's happening at DVC Resale Market?
Exciting.
you tell 'em.
Well, it's a wonderful winter promotion that this is the third year of it. Winter promotion called Red Hot Deals, kind of in the spirit of Valentine's Day coming up.
Sell it.
It's an amazing
Hot deal.
Thank you. I cannot do that voice.
We didn't use your voice for the social media ad either, but I think
That is the way to say it. Exactly. And we need like a graphic
January
or something.
20th.
It's an amazing
Yeah, it is
opportunity, though,
huge.
right, for our sellers. Anybody who has a listing or is thinking about selling your DVC contract right now, reach out to any of the team members at dvcresalemarket.com. And should I go into the details of it?
Yeah, go
okay.
into it. It's like the best time of the year to buy.
It is. It really is one of the best
Yeah.
times to buy because contracts are listed at 10% off of the listing price. And it's no haggle, no negotiation as well. So if you see something, grab it because these go fast.
Hundreds we sell.
Hundreds.
Legit.
I mean, it
Hundreds.
is a fast. This is our busiest season, and we are turning and burning, and we love every minute of it. It's just like going into a store and buying something that you love, and you don't want anybody else to take it. So it's not even an offer. Just grab
No,
it. We'll grab
grab
it
it.
for you, and it's yours if you're looking to add on points,
And the big
looking
thing,
to increase
too,
your contract or get a new contract.
is right now too, we've hit that point where there's a lot of, we've changed into the next year, right? So there's a lot of double point contracts, there's a lot of
Double
triple
point.
point contracts.
Yes.
And so to get, they're harder to find and these ones go really, really fast. But if you can snag a double point or a triple point red hot deal,
Yeah.
those are crazy
Yeah.
because you're getting those double points or triple points and not paying the dues on those.
And you're getting 10%
And you're getting
off.
10% below
Exactly.
market value. So
It's
again,
such a great
if you've been
time.
sitting in the wings, this is
Yeah.
like that aha moment.
This is the time to do it. And you'll notice too on the website, people might be wondering, how do I tell if something's a red hot deal? It's very easy to see because on the right-hand side, a little marker thing, it'll say in red hot deal.
Yeah.
And so it's very simple to just capture those and grab that and submit your offer. And then it's pretty much done. And it is, to Marissa's point, the double, triple points. Oh my gosh, you can do so much with that where you start off with your little bundle of points that you can then bank forward or use for that extra trip or that bigger room
Yep.
or that that celebration that you're wanting to do this coming year or whatnot. So that starts January 20th and it will run through February.
I think it's 28th, right?
It's just about a month.
End of the
I'm
month?
not sure the deadline.
I
but I'll
forget
put
the
that in
deadline too, but
notes here.
it's just about 4 weeks. So it doesn't go on, forever.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
a cutoff time for that too. So make sure to reach out to any of the team members as well. Again, dvcresalemarket.com. Definitely not to be missed. It is the hottest time of the year.
Didn't you have the great member family that we met at the Grand
Grand,
Floridian?
yes, yep.
Van Vliet, right? We
Van Vliet.
right? Yes.
And
so
they wait for this
That's what
every
I was
year.
gonna say.
Yes.
I remember that. I
awesome.
remember them
Yeah.
saying that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were like, even if we don't need points, we just wait for red hot deals. And then we
Nice.
make the decision if we really don't need points or
Welcome
not.
home, Van Fleet family. January 20th is your day.
Yep. So January 20th, if
Yeah.
you are not already in our daily newsletter, you can go to our website down at the bottom, put your name and email.
Yeah.
We will send out a 9 a.m. email every single day, and we do put those red hot deals
Yeah.
right at the top
Yeah.
so you can see the latest ones
Yeah.
coming.
And there's all different types of points.
Yeah.
There's a small contracts.
Oh, yeah.
Those mid-size on up to the hundreds and hundreds of points too. So you might just find that golden contract that you've been looking for at this time of the year because we've got so many listings.
Yeah.
So it's great.
What else is going on
Yeah.
on January 20th?
Well, on January 20th, in addition to that, at DVC Rental Store, we are launching Royal Caribbean swaps.
So exciting.
So if you love Royal Caribbean, or even if you don't know if you love
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean or
Right.
never done a Royal Caribbean
Right.
cruise, we're going to share with you all about Royal Caribbean today. We have Latoya on. And if you don't know, Latoya is Nick, our CEO's wife, who's also the president of MVT. And she's going to come on and share about the latest and greatest Royal Caribbean ship, the Icon of the Seas. But before I jump into that,
Yeah.
let me just tell you a little bit about the swaps because the point usage is going to blow your minds. Like I haven't
I
told
know.
you guys what these swaps are because I
okay.
wanted to announce it on the show.
Get the true
It
reaction.
is crazy. It's super exciting. So if you're a DVC member ready to do a different type of vacation, you want to change it up, swap your points. It's a great value. So
We're used to also, as you're getting this information, we're used to swapping points or using points, DVC members, with Disney for
Yeah.
Disney, and that's not the way to use your points.
well, there's a difference between swapping and booking directly
Well, that's
from
very
Disney.
true.
Yes.
Very,
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
not that,
Yes.
but usually we say don't use your points because it's just so many
Right.
points. So this is going to be
Yeah, so if you're a
Probably a
DVC
fraction.
member and you're new to kind of our swap program, when you go to dvcmember.com and you look at different vacations and you see things like a Disney cruise,
Yep.
one, you pay the $95 transfer fee,
Yep.
but two, you pay a pretty extreme amount of points. So if you've ever asked a direct DVC guide or asked one of us, we'll always tell you, don't use your points
Yeah.
for cruises. However, since we've revolutionized the swap program,
Right.
Yeah.
you can use points on a Disney cruise and save about 60 to 70% off of Disney's point rate.
it's really
That's
unbelievable.
And
Yeah.
so it still uses a few more points than like a Royal Caribbean. So this
Because
is why.
it's per person, because it's all inclusive.
Correct.
So it's all
Right.
your
Yes.
food.
Right.
It's all,
Right.
all that stuff.
but it's still if you're going on a cruise, it's the best way to do
I
it.
The
have had a
best
lot
way.
of members use their points on the cruise.
So are you
through our
ready
swap
for the Royal
program.
Caribbean swap?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay. So
Give it to
let's
us.
say you wanted to go on the new Icon of the Seas.
We do.
All right. This is Derek and Kerri. I'm going to put you on a cruise.
Oh, thank
Two
you,
adults.
Marissa.
All right. You
Sorry,
have
Annie.
Sorry, Annie. I am really fun to travel with. Go
you
ahead.
have an ocean view stateroom.
Okay.
You're going to go in September, and it will be a 7-night cruise.
Sounds good.
2 people.
Yeah.
7-night cruise. Newest ship, the Icon of the Seas. Actually, I'm going to ask you, how many points do you think it is, Kerri?
Oh gosh,
Just a
per
quick guess.
person.
No, this is for both.
Oh, for
Oh,
both.
for both.
Oh, for both. Okay, 7-night. For both 7-night cruise,
I say
like 1,000.
I'd say like 700.
I'd say like between 8.
Because I know what Disney charges
yeah.
for their
I'd
cruise.
say
Right.
between.
I say-
So we're between 700 and 1,000.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
185 points.
Oh,
No.
Crazy.
it is not.
185 points. I
Total?
mean, Derek, are you ready to go? Because you have 175 or 170 point contract, right? Just got to borrow.
No, that is not for both.
For 2 people.
I'm going to add on with red hot deals.
Yes.
Just gonna say.
What?
That's
How is that
insane. How is that-
possible?
It's crazy.
I'm not this is not
What's-
like a fake reaction.
No, this is
literally
we
have not-
really
I
have
really
no
wanted
idea.
to do this live just because I
No.
wanted you guys. Okay, are you ready for
Actors-
another
actors
example?
we are not.
I have 2 more examples, all right? A 6-night cruise, Western Caribbean on the Adventures of the Sea. This is for 2 adults and 2 children.
Okay.
You have a balcony on this one, so an ocean view
I
plus
like
a balcony.
That. Yeah.
Your points for 4, a family of 4 for a 6-night cruise. Derek,
Okay.
family of 4.
Okay.
Now you're going to bring Annie,
Okay.
Yeah.
Connor, Owen.
So you said the other one was this, so I'm going to say 500.
Okay.
Just
228.
come on.
How many nights was that? 6?
6 nights.
Western Caribbean.
Western Caribbean.
On a balcony
For
room
4 people.
And there is,
people?
I just want to reiterate what you said earlier. There's no transfer fee.
No fee.
There's no $95.
No.
Even if there was,
Yeah.
that's still
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
But there isn't one.
No.
If you watch this video now in slow motion, you could literally see my brain, and I'm not even kidding.
Derek's ready to book a road
Because
cruise.
we're trying to book
Wow.
a family vacation with
Yep.
my son Owen, who's
Yeah.
in college.
Right.
And he's going to be gone. Of course, he's got a big internship this summer. So we're like, what should we do for a family vacation of like the four of us?
Yeah, there
and we
you
did.
go.
You know, we talked about, like a cruise or whatnot like this. Hearing that, it literally makes my brain go, okay. So I just
crazy.
take my DVC points for just like 1 year.
Yeah.
Like just 1 year.
Yep.
Vero will be fine without me
Yep.
for like 1 year. And
Yep.
I could literally take all four of us on a cruise, including all of our food, all of our dinners, all of our...
Right.
For that amount of points.
Yeah.
That's...
Even if you used up all your points, you could still rent points and do a Vero trip.
I was just,
Right.
you
And
just
you're
read
only
my mind.
gonna pay,
I was
like,
just going to say that.
$200
Just go to
a night
DVC
for
rental
your
store.
Vero.
You can still do your Vero trip.
This is crazy.
All right, one more example.
Okay, yeah,
Literally
do one more.
crazy.
Yeah,
That
this
is
is so
funny.
fun.
This is a really fun one. 7-night cruise on the Anthem of the Seas. It's an Alaskan adventure cruise, which you know it's our favorite. All right, 4 adults this time. So now it's us, and we'll let you bring Annie.
We love Annie.
Johan's gonna skip out.
Just gonna say.
Why don't we just bring Latoya and we'll
Okay,
make it safe?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, we'll
There we
bring
go.
Latoya.
No spouses.
Yeah, Latoya can come.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Ocean View stateroom.
Yep.
So for Alaska, that's fantastic because you
Yeah.
can see all the
Yeah.
passages you go through. Okay, 7-night Alaskan cruise, Ocean View, 4 adults, 318 points.
Oh my God, that's
Come
crazy.
on.
And if you guys have ever looked into a cruise, especially even like about
that
it,
is
especially an
crazy.
Alaska one, which, as Marissa and I have said, is the best cruise you could ever do.
Yep.
You're talking, I mean, what, like close to like $10,000
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for
Easily.
just one cruise, right? For
Easily.
that. So
Yeah.
that's just, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
So if you haven't been on Royal Caribbean or been bitten
Really
by the
nuts.
Royal Caribbean bug yet, you might be wondering, well, will I even like Royal? Or if you're an avid
yeah.
Disney fan, you might be wondering, well, how does it differ from Disney? Well, we have the perfect guest on. Like I said,
really
we
do.
brought Latoya in. She's the president of our title company, Magic Vacation Title, but she just came off both the Disney Wish and the Icon of the
Yes.
Seas, so she can do a true comparison. So welcome, Latoya. Well, welcome, Latoya.
Welcome,
Thanks so much
Latoya.
for being here.
The princess of MVT has joined us. So excited to see you.
I know, you guys should see her full outfit.
I know.
because It's
We'll get a picture
spectacular.
before.
Like, it's lost in this podcast. Because you don't get to see from like head to the shiny
We
glass.
need the whole entire thing. That's why I said, you look gorgeous. She was like, this whole thing is beautiful. It's so nice to see
how
you.
I dress up every day.
Exactly. It's so we see you every day. And Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New Year. I know.
Thank
I
you
was
for
just like,
joining
oh
us.
man, it's already 2025.
I know. And we've been doing this a long time, and we've not had the pleasure of having you join us. We've had Nick on, but we've not had you. And so we're so
Finally
thrilled.
twisted her arm. I don't
know.
think I gave her a choice, but I was
Yes.
like, you've been on
Yes.
the most recent Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
We're doing a Royal Caribbean section,
Yeah,
so
it makes sense.
I need you.
15
No one's
minutes.
going to talk about it. And the
15
reason why,
minutes or
too,
less.
is
Yeah.
I've had conversations on the side with Latoya about the Icon.
Yeah.
And she talked so highly of her previous cruise. I was like, I don't think anyone's going to do this better than her.
Well, I think that's such a great segue here into this topic because we all love Disney and we're also used to cruising Disney, but there are other cruise ships out there, believe it or not, and Royal Caribbean is one of them. And I've done a Royal Caribbean. Marissa, you have?
Yeah, I actually worked for Royal
I was
Caribbean.
saying you worked for
a
Royal
couple
Caribbean.
years.
So there are different experiences out there in addition to Disney. And while we all love Disney, you just can bring so much, knowledge and information and your recent experience on the 7-night Royal Caribbean cruise.
Yes. I mean, we had a great time. So
What was the name of the ship?
Icon.
The
So it's their
Icon.
largest ship
Largest ship
today. at
today.
least.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the total capacity on that ship?
I think there was 10,000 passengers, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Did it feel like there's that many people, or did they do a good job of keeping people busy and
Oh yes.
separate? Yeah.
Honestly, on the cruise, I never felt like there was 10,000 people.
Wow.
When we all got off the last.
then you say,
I was like,
When
this
you
is
need
where all
to
the
get home,
10,000
all these
people
people
have been.
come from. Yeah, exactly. But that's great. They can move people and keep
Oh,
people active and move. The
There
kids.
was always
and,
something going on, so it was
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so my big questions are how do you like it different than Disney? Like, what are the things that stand out? What are the things that, like, if somebody's always doing a Disney vacation, what would be different to them initially? But then what's also, like, some of the plus sides?
Oh wow! So there's a lot of different. The last Disney cruise we did was the Disney Wish. It was
Yeah.
our first time doing concierge. So I'm going to compare concierge versus concierge.
Oh,
because
good.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Royal
that's awesome.
Caribbean, we did their concierge for the first time
Yep.
also. So starting with entering the ship, we started. You go to the port. We were in Miami, and honestly, you enter this room, and there was no one there. So we were a little confused because we were like, "Did we show up late? Too early?" They took our pictures and they were like, "Have fun on the ship," and that was it. So I was like, we were a little shocked because Disney, even on concierge, even though you can get on early, so to speak,
You sit in that room.
Yeah, you sit in the room for what seems like forever with a ton of people.
The same, every other person.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you know if you weren't concierge what that wait time looked like?
Honestly, I'm not sure because they actually had it divided. So you walked in on one side. I didn't even see anyone
I've
else.
heard, though, from other people who have done non-concierge that it was crazy how quick, like somehow, like the technical efficiencies that they did with like their operating system to allow people to just so easily get on.
Oh, yes, it was amazing.
And we have been in those Port Canaveral terminals for Disney ships where you wait.
You do wait.
Sometimes a good amount of time.
Yeah, you do. They do a good job with the characters and kind of having some things to
It's
do.
magical.
It's magical, but there is a
you're
wait,
just
let's be
sitting.
honest.
Yeah.
It's not as efficient as that. So take your picture, and then did you have a wait to board the ship?
No,
or
literally.
you just boarded right then and there?
Yes, we boarded, and you walk in, and of course, the first thing you see is this huge ball. Like, I mean, it was beautiful. And you feel like you're, well, for those in Orlando, like at the Mall of Millennia, and it was just like this huge, like, promenade. It was gorgeous.
Did they announce you?
No,
Different
did
than
they?
that- different
Maybe
than
yes. That might be different. Honestly, I can't remember. I walked on and I was like, "What?"
There's a chandelier.
Forget everything. Something sparkly.
Yeah. So there was a Starbucks. My daughter was like, she immediately was like, "Oh!" So there was that.
Nice.
But as far as like, so that was the big point. Just getting on as far as concierge. Big difference between Disney and Royal.
Right.
The shows and Royal. I mean, I love Disney shows. Obviously, I grew up on like Aladdin and Little Mermaid, all
absolutely.
those. So
Right.
I love a Disney show.
Yeah.
Our kids now will not leave the kids' room to go to a show. They're like,
Yeah.
they're like Little Mermaid, Aladdin. Already saw that. Like, so they just won't go. They did have like Wizard of Oz, so our kids were like all into it. It was something different.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, and they did a great job. Like literally the first night we went, they had some technical difficulties, so they couldn't finish the show. And our kids, the entire cruise, were like, "When are we going back to finish it?"
Oh, wow.
So
Yes.
the entertainment
So was it
really
Wicked
good,
or
yeah.
Wizard of Oz?
It was Wizard of Oz.
That's what I was going to ask.
And
too.
it was
Did
a
they have-
musical.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's really yeah.
Carrie and I need to go critique that. I guess we need to go on the icon because we must critique that.
She's
show.
been singing
great.
Wicked and the whole thing since
Carrie and I have a whole intro plan. The whole Wicked intro dance
there's
routine.
choreography and props and this whole thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
So it was really cool. And it
Yeah.
kind of started off like today, like she was on a cell phone, but then it went to like the normal Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Yeah. But very colorful, and it was. I mean, they did a great
When
job.
I was, I worked on the Allure and the Oasis, and so at the time they were the two big ones, and that was when they were introducing that like caliber of shows.
Okay.
And they were hiring a ton of Broadway actors for that.
okay.
But also, and this could be different now, but one of the things that they kind of wanted to set aside was like they were doing full production Broadway shows. So like they were
right.
doing like the
Cats.
full length
Right.
and production and all of
Wow,
that. Was
wow.
Wizard of Oz like still a
yes.
pretty long show?
Oh yes, I think we were there maybe 2 to 3 hours.
Which is like
my
Broadway,
gosh,
like
that's right. Where you
versus
think of
Disney is a little bit shorter. They do
45
that,
minutes to an hour
exactly.
or so. That's
so
a
it's
long
pretty-
time for the kids to sit.
But they were all.
But
in
they
it.
loved it.
Yes, they loved it. They were all like I said. They shut down, and I was shocked when they were like, "No, we have to go back." And we're like, "You guys know how this ends?"
Yeah.
And they were like,
I
"No,
want-
we want to go see it."
I
So
want
we
to go
did.
back to the kids for just a second with the
yes.
kids club, but in addition to the shows for the kids, was there other adult shows to go to, or comedy shows, or other types of shows to go to?
Oh yes, both. So they did have adult only comedy, which was nice. So it was like we're like, oh, this is definitely different from Disney. They would never be able to get away with saying some of these things. So that was it's funny. And then we did like the aquatic show, which we went with the kids, and that was pretty
That's
cool.
insane.
Oh yeah,
On a cruise ship.
On a
They
cruise
do
ship.
these dives.
Yes.
Like, did they say how many feet up they are?
It's real. Well, they on the icon now, so it's different in Oasis. So
Okay.
in Oasis, they had it where they were outside, and
Yep.
so whether they would have to cancel, but now it's inside in like this huge dome,
wow.
and it's pretty cool. And then they have like this robot. I don't know, but the robot's like doing all these different things, and there's all these light shows. So it was more than just like them diving.
Yep.
It was amazing.
But even the diving is crazy because
Yeah.
you think about like the ship moving
I
a
know.
little bit.
That's what I was
to
gonna say.
calibrate like that style of jump.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The safety of that.
It's
'Cause
crazy.
that just took me to like Vegas with
Right.
Cirque du Soleil when they have their, I forget what the name of that show is, but they do like an aquatic show as well. But they're on land. Nothing's
Right.
moving.
Yes.
You're not in the middle of the ocean on this cruise ship.
Was
So
there an ice skating show as well?
Also also
Yeah, I was
ice
just going to ask
skating.
that about the ice skating.
Yes, and kids love that too. We
Did you
went
get to
that.
ice skate?
Actually, we didn't. We
Okay.
never did go because we were busy. We found like this little, now I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a little sports pub, and you
Okay.
could like play games with your kids. So we would go
Oh,
in there
so
like every
great.
night before bed,
Fun.
and
Yeah.
we would play Mario Kart with them and
Oh, how
and just
fun.
have like a quick little bite.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of our thing to do. Like,
Did
before
you
we went to
find
bed.
the ship to be overwhelming, like very overwhelming, being so large and keeping eye on an eye on the kids, and if they're in the kids club or whatnot, or did it feel like kind of sometimes, even though it's this grand place, it still feels kind of quaint and small?
Yeah, it still felt quaint. Like we would walk, like I said, through the promenade.
Yeah.
Some nights we would just walk around, and then of course they have like the, what is it called? In New York, the big park.
Oh, Central Park.
Central Park. So they have Central Park, and we would, and
Oh, how
every night they would have like music, just
Oh, how wonderful.
musicians out there. We would stroll through there, and one of the funnier things is they had a guy who would randomly be like playing the piano in the elevators. Which their elevators
cool.
are amazing compared to Disney.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
And,
I know it's weird to
pianos-
talk about the elevators.
What,
No,
what
that's
makes it?
good,
Well,
yeah.
they have midship elevators, right? So right there, that
And
helps.
ship's a big deal. So pianists in the elevators.
Yes, and he would be funny. He would
my
just like all of a
gosh.
sudden the doors would open and he'd just be
Oh
on
my
there and he had his
gosh.
little hat on. And
Oh,
it was-
how fun.
and our kids would like look for him, like I wonder if the piano players. And they would kind of run through and
that's
look at the
so
elevator.
fun.
So
Cool.
it was cute.
And
It
what
was,
else made the
something.
elevators great?
Oh, it was amazing. So you would literally pick which. There's like a little iPad, I guess. You pick which floor you're going to, and there's like 8 elevators, and it would tell you go to like elevator B. And you go to B, and then it would take you to pretty much practically to your floor.
Nice.
Because it would send everyone to different elevators.
Yeah.
So I was like, Disney needs to do this. This is the
That's
most amazing.
wonderful.
You never I mean, maybe a few times when we get on and have to do like a few stops.
Yeah.
But most of the time you got right on the elevator and went straight to your floor.
You know,
Amazing.
Coronado
Yeah.
Springs, Disney did that in their elevators at the new tower at Coronado
okay.
Springs. And I thought, like, okay, now, like, especially going to, like, the Polynesian Tower, I
Yeah.
thought, like, oh, they're going to put these new
Yeah, they
elevators.
didn't.
They
They
didn't.
did it. Oh.
So I was like, oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
They, like,
That is
they
weird.
tested it out. It obviously works.
Right.
now.
Right, but we're not going to do it.
But
at
we're not going to do it
Polynesian.
anywhere else.
so
No new
strange.
ships, no Polynesian, so.
Okay.
Oh, no, the elevators are.
The elevator's getting a huge shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
More so
That's
than
a
anything else so
secret.
far on. We haven't talked food, we haven't talked wine, we haven't talked kids club, but the elevator.
The elevator, I was just, after doing the Wish,
Yeah.
and we were on Wish like right after COVID, and you got close to the buttons and they all lit up. So I'm traumatized from the Disney elevator. So this was just nice to have. Like,
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was
Yeah.
amazed. That was like my favorite part of the cruise.
That
That's
is
awesome.
incredible. Tell us a little bit about the kids club and how Jackson and Alex. I know, I did not forget your name, Alex. I promise. What Jackson and Alex enjoyed about the kids club and kind of being separate from you and Nick, and that they just, I'm sure they loved it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No, they both love the kids club. Things that are different with Disney. So they actually both liked it better because they said there was like more to do and like they had like different activities.
And they're 7 and 12 now?
or 7 and 10.
7 and-
Yes. So Jackson.
Alex seems like she's 50.
My heart just stopped when you said 12.
Don't make her too old, Marissa.
I mean, every time I talk to her, I'm like, she's got to be, right?
Yeah, she does feel older.
Okay,
but,
7 and 10.
10. Yeah.
Well, she will be 11 soon. So
Okay, all right. So I think that also could play a
Yes.
part too
Yes.
when you guys, as an audience, think about like your kids' ages and
Yeah.
they've grown up with Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah.
And while I think there's tons of fun things in the club, that
So
might be
much.
like kind of a little
Yeah,
kid
right.
features,
Yeah.
whereas like maybe Royal, explain just what they had different there.
So they had so they had the different the age groups like Disney. So I believe it was from 6 to 12 where both kids would go
That's
in
good,
the
so they
same-
could stay together.
Yeah, so they
That's
could be in
good.
the same area. And they would do things like they would do at a summer camp. Like they
Yeah.
played like Gaga Ball.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. That's all they needed.
That's all they need.
So they loved that. It wasn't like, for Alex, she could do it, for Jackson could do it. And
Yeah.
she didn't feel like
Yeah.
it was, too baby.
Too baby, right.
Yeah, so she liked that. They're both both of them had the same critique, which is they didn't like that it was not themed. It
Okay.
it was just it was kiddish, but I didn't
Okay.
have, it's not Disney where you
Yeah.
have like, there's Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
room
Yeah.
or,
The
Star Wars room.
storytelling
Yes.
that truly only Disney can do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was their biggest thing. They,
Okay,
they
that's
wished
fair,
they had
though.
a theme, like just something.
So plus for Royal Caribbean for the elevators, plus
Yes.
for Disney for the kids club storytelling themed. Okay, we're good. Okay.
And then the big difference though is so Disney you can drop your kids off at any time, all day. Royal Caribbean they had like set times, so it was different. So we couldn't just go and book a spa because we had to make sure the kids club was open, and it would be like in blocks. So like if it's open from 11 to 2, then you have to come check your kids out for like an hour, and then they did like a roll call every time. So our kids didn't understand that, and they didn't like it because they did complain about that. They're like, yeah, they have to get us all in a line, and then we have to. And you can't check them in and out
Versus
during
like
the time.
their bands, or
Yeah,
they can
versus
just
the band.
check in and out like that.
Oh, that makes sense. I was like, I don't understand why they have to do, but that makes sense now.
Bands, yeah.
Yeah, so there was no way, I guess, for them to, what you would think with our key card, but anyway.
Yeah.
So that was the big one. So, that was also like a little, for especially adults,
Yeah.
like on the C days when we're trying to plan things for just the two of us to do.
Yeah.
It was like we had to make sure that was open.
Okay, fair enough.
How about the food?
I love the food.
Yeah.
I really did. I
Now,
thought it was delicious.
obviously, like Disney has the rotational dining, where you go from restaurant, you keep the same service staff.
Right.
How does it work for Royal?
So we actually never went to the I don't know if they have I don't know how it works because honestly we never went.
Yeah.
So we did all of the specialty foods, and since we were in concierge, so Disney you have like snacks all day in concierge. They don't really have
Right.
like breakfast, lunch, dinner, sit down. And Royal, you can actually they have like a dining room.
Oh, nice.
And so you can go in
Oh,
there
that's
and you
nice.
make your reservation,
Yeah.
and you sit. We sat pretty much at the same place every night, so we had the same server, and he was amazing.
Excuse me, can you pretty much order, like I know at Disney, when you're concierge, you can order the same thing that is on the menus at, say, a specific restaurant.
Right.
Do you know if you can do that there as well? If you have a specific restaurant you love and you want their pasta or their steak or whatever, you can do the same?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Well, because they have like Royal, they have like a hibachi, or like an
They have
Italian.
so
very
many.
different.
Yes.
How
Very
many
unique,
specialty?
yeah.
Do you know how many specialty were on that ship?
Let's see, they had an Italian and a hibachi.
Yep.
A
Did
French
they have a sushi?
restaurant, I believe.
French.
Yes. Yeah, they might have had a sushi
Did they have
one.
a steakhouse?
Nice.
Yes, they did have a
Yeah.
steakhouse. So there's like 6.
And then Central
maybe.
Park has like a sandwich shop.
Right.
So
Oh,
there's
nice.
I think there's like 30 different dining
Yeah,
options.
different times. Do they have something
crazy.
equivalent to, like everybody loves Palo on
Right.
the Disney ships? Is there anything equivalent to like a signature dining like that where might offer brunch or a champagne brunch or a dinner like that? Is there anything kind of like that, or are they all just sort of specialty?
Yeah, I
and
think they might have all
exclusive?
been,
Yeah,
yes.
something like that.
Like, you
Sounds
pay
like
a little
that.
extra and you get to go to those
Right.
restaurants. And it feels like you're like at a nice Italian restaurant.
Beautiful.
It's just it's not huge, just like,
Yeah.
if you like any normal size
Yeah.
restaurant, which was nice. And like I said, the concierge, it was really nice. They had different dinner options. All the food was amazing. And then they had its own like pool area. So, I mean, and then of course the water, we call it the water park on the ship because it was literally like 5 different amazing slides.
That's what I was just going to ask you about. If they have like Disney has the slide and things like that, do they have anything kind of spectacular like that?
Oh, it was
for the families
it was-
to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was much. My daughter and my husband got up at 8 a.m. one morning and they hit all of them, and then they were like, it was like a thrill ride.
Oh, yeah,
so
I bet.
there is a height requirement because they're like really fast compared
Yeah.
to like Disney's.
Yeah.
So Jackson couldn't do it. He was very upset about that.
Aw.
But on their private island, they have it like a little water park for smaller
cool.
kids. So
Yeah.
he did do that.
And that was that the itinerary there, private island.
Yes. Where do we go? St. Martin, St. Thomas.
Okay, so
Private
Eastern
island.
Caribbean.
Yeah, Coco Cay.
Coco
Which
Cay.
that was, I don't even think we saw the entire island. Like it was just
Really?
I mean it was amazing.
massive.
It had like a huge water park which we never got to. It had the smaller kids water park. We did do a private bungalow, so we went and it was like in this area where they also had like a over water the infinity pool, which I was like, what is this?
Oh,
Yeah.
how nice.
And then apparently we missed the adult only pool. We thought that was the so we didn't even know where that was.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty neat, and the kids loved it. We saw all sorts of like a lionfish, a lemon shark, all sorts of stingray. I mean,
nice.
it was incredible. Yeah,
Such
so
a complete experience. Did you do any spa treatments on the ship?
we did.
Yeah,
yeah. Of course,
nice.
we went and did a massage. Mm-hmm. So, well, for some reason they booked it. We couldn't have a couples massage, so we ended up separate. And somehow I had like an acupuncture. They messed me up. I had an acupuncture massage.
Oh.
It was different, but I came off after it stopped hurting for 3 days. I was like, wow, I feel like relieved.
All right, note to self.
Acupuncture. I'm
Yep.
a big fan of acupuncture. That's awesome. But
I was
it
like,
hurt
how
for
did
3
I end up-
days? That's
yes,
not good.
my whole body was like tense. I was like, what happened to me?
Everything's like tensed up before it releases and relaxes, maybe. That's amazing. What was the shopping like? I know Marissa was a shopping guide, and so surprised you haven't asked that question yet on the ship, but what was the shopping like on the ship compared to Disney or any other, was it good shopping, average?
Yeah, it's like average shopping. It's, similar to Disney. Like, they had their own little Royal Caribbean,
Specials and things like
souvenirs.
that, yeah.
And honestly, I that was like the only shop I think we went into. I'm trying to remember. They would have like little like every night they would have kind of like, oh, we have all these shirts to lay out, and I don't. So it's like these random
some sale,
some sale going on. So that was pretty much like the only store we went into though. So I can't say. I would think it's similar to it's like similar to Disney, little like jewelry shop here, but they were kind of like all over the place. So
are cruise ship shops pretty
standard?
Yeah. They're run by Starboard, which then basically puts their shops on all the ships.
On all the ships. Okay, so they're pretty standard.
Yeah,
you got the
Disney is not run by Starboard. They're the only one that's not.
Because they've got all their Disney merchandise and whatnot and things like that. But pretty standard across.
Yeah, we weren't like I mean, you don't have like the Disney, obviously.
Yeah.
So our kids weren't interested in going in.
Right. Yeah. Right. What was there one like spectacular moment or experience on the Icon that you can think about that you just have never experienced on any cruise ship?
Nothing. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there was like one moment where it was like, oh, this is. But it was just very. We spent a lot of time like. Even though the kids liked the kids club, they actually wanted to spend time with us on the cruise. And it was nice. Like they had like they did like a little parade one night, and so we were all out there watching the parade on the promenade. And like I said, we would do our thing every night where we'd grab the kids, we'd go play Mario Kart against each other. It was just like that was something fun. Right. It was like an adult kid thing that we both
family
could enjoy.
Time.
Yeah, it's a lot of family time. So that was nice. Yeah, they hung out with us actually a lot. I mean, we didn't want to put them in the kids club as much.
Yeah.
And Jackson asked every single day. But he just like he made a few friends in there and he wanted to go, and so I get it. But it was nice. I mean, we could drop them off when we wanted to do things, and they weren't like they wanted to go.
Yeah.
But they also wanted to hang out with us.
That's
a lot.
perfect. It's like that perfect balance.
Yeah.
They're not like crying if you're dropping them
right.
off. They
Right.
still love it, but you still get family time.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the big question is: have you booked another Royal Caribbean?
Yes.
We did.
What ship and where are you going?
Yeah. We did Star, so that's going to be the next the sister ship of Icon.
That's exciting.
So you have to come back for that and tell us what's new and exciting there.
And the cool thing about that one is it's actually going to leave out of Port Canaveral.
Oh, that's
nice. So we don't have to go to Miami for it. So we are excited.
What time of the year did you book? Same time?
Same time.
Fall-ish time?
November-ish. But we are doing the Disney Treasure in March.
Oh my gosh, the Treasure's just amazing.
It looks amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be our first time going on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited. And I will say the other cool thing that Royal does, and I don't think Disney does it, is with their rewards program. So once you hit a certain status, it actually goes to your kids. So so whatever status you achieve before they turn 18, your kids get to keep that status. Oh, so it's like they have they have like another group of customers.
The next generation of little cruisers coming up.
It's a
Which
smart
makes
decision.
sense. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it's because I mean, and Disney's. I know like. The big thing with having the rewards is like you could be one of the first ones to book something, or the first ones to get like a bungalow or one of those. But with them, you get like with Royal, you get like 5 free drinks, like your next big status, and this next status you get like 10 drinks. It's just like you actually receive something.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty neat because then, like I said, it goes to the kids if you can hit that status. We were like looking at how many more points do we have?
I was just going to say
how many more cruises?
This wasn't your first Royal Caribbean.
No,
this
so
is your
we've
first
done,
Icon, of course. But how many have you done so far?
So we did Oasis and Allure, I believe. So Oasis, I think, was the last one we went on. Alex would have been 2 or 3, and that was the reason why. So we started doing Disney because there was just nothing for her to do, and so but then we started looking on YouTube, and we saw like people like, oh no, the kids club now is great, and so
they really amped it up. It sounds like,
So we tried it, and they loved it. So they were like, when are we booking another Royal?
That is amazing. Did you come off? I know you had your acupuncture, so you felt relaxed from that. But did you also feel kind of like relaxed as well, like just recharged and renewed? Because it's not as busy as a trip to a theme park or Universal or Disney or anything like that. You really just, like I always say, drop me in the middle of the ocean on a cruise ship. I'm good. But like, so did you come off even with the kids with you guys all the time, and you still had such a relaxing?
Oh yes, it was still
days.
relaxing. Yes,
so good.
Like I said, we would just pick something to do every night or go see a show, and there wasn't like a schedule like with Disney. It's kind of you either have dinner or you have a show you can go to.
Right,
It's kind of more relaxed. Than
More
that.
flexible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
not
more
as
flexible.
scheduled.
Yeah.
I
So
think
that's
we
why
should-
you also didn't feel like there's 10,000 people because
Right.
it wasn't like
Yeah.
everyone was.
Everyone's grouping together,
Yeah.
either here or here.
Yeah.
Show, dinner
Right.
show.
Right.
I don't know, Marissa. I think we should grab Jeff and Derek and go on the treasure with the Cottons
We'll go
in
on the
March.
treasure and then the star.
And
We'll
then
test
the star,
it
and then
out.
we should do this. We should have Latoya back on while she's relaxed in the moment of the cruise
Or
ship.
we'll like film her on board. It'll be like the real life of the Cottons.
Yeah, and we'll see if
That's from, like,
Jackson
Chasing
both
Jackson.
We'll see if Jackson can get on the. We'll film Jackson on the slides finally if he's tall enough. Yes, and we'll follow the kids. And just a suggestion for the suggestion box
Feel free to comment if you want to see us film the real life of the Cottons.
on the treasure.
Starting
and-
2025.
We'll have to filter Jackson. Somehow we'll have to like censor
He's
him.
the star of the show. This is why we're doing the show. It's
Exactly
for
right.
Jackson.
That's exactly right.
Don't hold anything he says against him.
No. Yeah. He's too cute.
Well,
is
that's so
amazing.
exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do another Royal Caribbean cruise. I haven't been on in 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
I have to
it's
say,
that
it's probably
time.
about the same for me too. I
Yeah.
did one of the smaller Royal Caribbean ships out of Miami also, and it was my first time away from Disney.
Yep.
And so I remember when we went, I was like, I just don't want to see the Disney cruise ship because I'll cry.
Yeah.
And the Disney magic was right in front of us, and I was like, oh god, I was like sitting with my drink, and then you could hear the whistle.
Oh, they purposely do it too.
They purposely do that. Of course, it was like louder than ever, and then so the Disney cruise ship sailed away, but then I really absolutely loved Royal Caribbean.
I did.
I absolutely loved it. Once I was like, you're okay. You're not cheating on anybody. You're all right, Kerri. Like, I actually had a wonderful time, and we do
I think
Royal
it
Caribbean.
fills two totally different
It's
buckets.
completely
Yes.
different.
And so I think that's why
Agreed.
you can really love both. And
Yes.
you can really do both to
Yes.
like take totally different vacations
Yes.
and love them equally.
So true.
That's
It's
very
so
true.
true. It's completely different. You can't go on it going, well, this or that or this. You can certainly compare it and
Yeah.
compare notes, but it is completely different. And once I kind of turned my mind off of that and thought, just enjoy where you're at, I loved Royal Caribbean. And I still, of course, love Disney. But there's definitely some pros and cons.
Yeah.
Elevators being one of them.
It's a big thing.
Now we know.
So
Well,
great.
thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you,
and sharing your
Latoya.
trip.
What a great way to
And
start the new year with you.
Hopefully we'll get more insight on the treasure and the star coming
Hopefully
very soon.
And she'll come back with us again
Yes.
as well.
We
She
haven't
won't
scared
say
her
one and
off.
done. Yes, thank you, Latoya.
Thank you.
Awesome, right? Are you guys ready to do a Royal Caribbean
Yes,
cruise now? I
totally.
haven't sold you already.
Oh my gosh! I want to see the Icon ship
I know.
as well. I mean, that just sounds.
We could just ride in the elevator and
incredible.
listen to
just
piano
the
player.
elevator, right? The pianist in the elevator, do a spa treatment.
Yep.
It sounds amazing.
I
Yeah.
unfortunately have to break it to Annie that I've just used all of our points.
That's all right. I don't think Annie will mind.
I think Annie will love this
like that
vacation.
idea, actually.
I think she'll be okay
That's
with it.
amazing.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
She was so great. It
Yeah.
just has such the perfect perspective of
Yeah.
Disney and Royal. And I
Yeah.
know that
And both are great.
And there might be some people that
Yeah.
have a camp of I like this or
Yeah.
I like that. I can't tell you how many people, including our very own Paul and Amy Krieger,
Right.
they love Disney cruises. They love Disney, but
Yep.
they love Royal.
They do.
So yeah, a
They
lot
do.
of people do. which
And
is
I think
great.
this is such a great point too to Keyholder Vacations. It's
Yep.
just another way to use your points to expand your vacations, to get your family together, to have those celebrations or whatever it might be, just a normal summertime vacation or fall vacation. Just another way to use your points through Keyholder Vacations.
I think it's so important too, and just because we know that people, when they learn about the club and you're talking to
Yeah.
a Disney Vacation Club guide, I don't blame them because we used to do the same thing when we were Disney Vacation Club guides, is that ammo that they have in the back pocket is, well, just so you know, if you buy resale, you can't use your points for a cruise, right? You can't use your points for a
Right.
cruise. This just blows that completely out of the water. Because
Yeah.
not only, yes, can you use your points for a cruise, 50 to 60% less for that Disney
gosh.
cruise, but most importantly, you can't use DVC points through the DVC member website to book a Royal Caribbean cruise.
No.
So,
Right.
who
And you
knows?
can't go on a 7-night cruise for under 200 points. I don't know anywhere else.
No, it's crazy.
So, and again, this is kind of the theme of 2025. As
Yeah.
again, we've mentioned this before, but as we continue to revolutionize the vacation industry, and so that's really truly the core of what we want to provide with Keyholder Vacations. So,
Right.
of course, this new announcement coming for January 20th with Royal Caribbean, but also coming next month in February, we're going to have a whole new ticketing website, so you can get those discounted Disney and Universal tickets at better better prices than ever. And so, yes, we have some of those on our sites already, but we're going to have a dedicated page for you. We have a loyalty program coming up that we're in the works of. So if you love getting reward points and credit and statuses, well, guess what? You're part of the Keyholder family, and we're going to stay tuned on how we're going to develop that throughout the year. So
love that.
Lots of exciting things.
Love status.
Now,
right?
now we just have to figure out how you can swap points for groceries. I mean, that would be a good thing too. And then literally it's one-stop shopping for your whole entire life. You can do everything with us.
$9 of eggs. How many points does that equate to?
No, that's just awesome. And that's what makes it so, we're so honored and happy to be able to work for a company like this, that we get to come on here each and every month talking about, if all we were able to talk about is Disney Vacation Club and how great it is, it'd be great. It'd be super awesome. But the fact that we get to come in here, talk not only about Disney Vacation Club with your membership, but all this other new stuff, constantly coming up with great stuff. So
I know some of my goals for 2025 have now adjusted. Obviously the Poly Tower's on there, but now so is a Royal Caribbean cruise, maybe an Alaskan cruise. Like some things have changed now, right?
We're gonna hold you to it.
Maybe you've added to your goal list of 2025 as well, to add some new adventures and exciting experiences. And we hope you do it all with us with Keyholder Vacations and DVC Resale Market and a rental store. And we just, to Derek's point, we love what we do. Yeah.
Which is awesome.
We really do.
So thank y'all for coming in for show number 45.
45.
Of 2025. This
the show's
is show
catching
number
up to our age, by the way.
45. Right, exactly. So thank you all.
Speak for yourself.
What'd you say?
I said speak for yourself.
Yeah, no, I only pointed to him. Don't worry.
For a certain amount of DVC points, you can swap for a new driver's license that shows you're not as old as you actually are.
I will take that option then.
We'll take that one. So thank you all. And again, remember, $100 Disney gift card. This is going to be a hot one. So remember, send us your choice when you get to World Showcase. Do you go to the right and go to Canada? Do you go left and go to Mexico? Let us know. info@worldofdvc.com. Leave it in the comments. Let us know the right way. And again, you're going to get $100. One lucky winner will have $100 to spend, which I could literally spend that in 3 minutes at
Mexico.
At La Cava. That's it. And then I'm out.
Mexico.
That's all.
I can't wait to see the comments, because I think this is going to spark some controversy.
Which is great.
But that's wonderful.
Thank you again. We look forward to, again, like Marissa said, like Kerri said, a truly, truly awesome, magical 2025 with each and every one of you. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, being a part of our family, letting us into your homes. And without that, we have our long-standing tradition. 45 times. 45 times. Ready? We'll see you real soon. Oh boy, Mexico.
Happy New Year.
It starts with a spark, alive in our hearts, a chance to build your legacy. To go to magical places with smiling faces and value and trust you can see.